Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So Bitcoin enters easy money season. What does that mean exactly? Well, I'm gonna tell you why that is a thing and what it is and why huge gains are incoming. Let's talk about everything and check out Bitcoin and what it's doing right now. All right, let's do it. Welcome. Today we're starting out a little bit lower than yesterday, but overall we're in a good spot. Let's see, the US market is starting out kind of mixed. Dow is green, NASDAQ in the red, right? S&P 500 hit a new record high yesterday. Overall, we're still looking pretty good. But what is this easy money season, right? Let's get to that. We know that the Fed has just pivoted, right? We know that we will get more rate cuts in the US. We know that because of the coming rate cuts, yeah, it's going to spur up the economy, right? With a lower Fed fund rate, that means the prime rate goes down. That means everything, banking loans and mortgages and car loans and everything else in between, they are all going to come down, right? And that means money will start flowing. So that's good. That's good, right? It, I guess, like jumpstarts the economy, so to speak. And it's going to continue to do so for quite some time. And China is doing the same thing. China is also doing a lot of stimulus stuff. They're making it easier to borrow money, easier to lend out, also trying to get corporations to go buy stocks. They're doing the same thing. They want to jumpstart their economy. So both the two largest economies on the planet, the US and China, are both trying to jumpstart their economies. So what does that mean? Easy money season? Well, that's what most people are thinking, okay? When you have the money flowing, when you have the money being like dumped into markets, generally speaking, it's good for markets. That's why you do have like a rally with the broader market, like the US market is doing quite well. Chinese market rallied up recently because of it. And outside of stock market, you have assets that go up too, including Bitcoin and crypto. That's this one right here. That's what I put on my thumbnail from Crypto Rover, right? Last time we saw this was in 2020. So yeah, last time it wasn't so good. Last time in 2020 was a bad time. It was a bad time indeed. Bitcoin fell down to 3,800. It seemed like that run was not coming. So a lot of you guys, most of you guys probably lived through that. It was just a horrible time. Bitcoin was below $4,000. It hovered below 10,000 forever. And there was no chance, it looked like, that it was going to come back, recover, and form a new high. But that's exactly what happened. Once the money started flowing, everyone started printing, and everyone started their stimulus, and everyone started cutting their rates. Everyone did everything to jumpstart their economies. And what did it do for assets? Well, it made assets go up, right? So we're kind of in the same situation. Obviously not as dire as back then, but you could argue maybe, because if the Fed, if the China Central Bank does not step in, we may fall into recession. We may fall into deep recession as economic numbers indicate that we are definitely slowing down drastically with jobs, with sentiment, with everything, right? So if the money starts flowing, it could be really, really good. Really, really good. And this times, I mean, the correlation times exactly with when October is, when the election is, when Bitcoin normally goes up in every cycle. It's all like lining up. It's all lining up perfectly, okay? So it's quite exciting. It's quite exciting if you think about it. It's really, really exciting. All right. Now, outside of easy money season, there are other reasons why huge gains are incoming. This is kind of hard to read, but basically what this is saying is, well, when the short term, I guess, the short term sellers are gone, right? The paper hands, the lettuce hands, you know, they come in and they FOMO and then they sell, right? When they are all gone, that's usually a sign of a turnaround, right? So Bitcoin right now, if you look at it, is in a zone with minimal Bitcoin sellers. So that's exactly where we are. At 73K, we saw a lot of sellers because of those paper hands. We had people that FOMO'd in, the short-term buyers and sellers, right? But now we're in that zone. Like, we haven't seen that zone since like 30,000 or 40,000 Bitcoin, where it's, once again, it's like oversold. It's where you want to accumulate, where it's about to turn up and go higher. That's where we are right now at 64,000 Bitcoin. If you think about it, it's mind-blowing, right? We're at a level where above $60,000, and it's actually like a bottom point, a capitulation point. So this is all before the easy money season, the Uptober, which is right around the corner, and the parabolic bull run that I've been talking about for years. Some of you guys have been waiting for years, right? Well, it's about to come. It's right around the corner. You don't have to wait much longer for it. Like yesterday, we had a really good kind of like a mini altcoin recovery. Just wait until we're in full-blown parabolic phase and true altcoin season hit. That's when you'll know you made the right move by holding and DCing and having patience. 50 million USDC transferred from unknown wallet to Coinbase Institutional. 50 million. That's quite a lot. Some whale getting ready to buy. The funny thing is, 50 million here and there, sounds a lot, but on a grand scheme of things, it's very little, right? We're talking about now the crypto market cap is in the trillions, but still goes to show you how many are sitting on the sidelines with their stable coins ready to buy. We have how many billions? Tether has 119 billion. USDT has 36 billion. You add those two together, that's over 150 billion of stable coins that could be used to buy, right? That is a whole lot of money waiting on the sidelines, waiting to enter the market, if you think about it. All right, what else is there? Bitcoin ETFs removed nearly 5 times the daily supply, and Ethereum ETFs sees strong rebound. I don't really care about Ethereum ETFs, but I do care about Bitcoin ETFs. And yesterday was a really strong day. Finally, we see a massive inflow from BlackRock 2 days in a row. And we saw inflows from others. 136 million net inflow yesterday. And going back 2 weeks, it's been pretty good. Way more inflows than outflows, which is what we want to see. And bottom line is this. There's only 450 being produced per day, guys. 450 per day for the entire world. And some of these guys, they're buying way more than that, okay? And that's just from like one ETF or one individual. So bottom line is everyone's fighting for what exists now. All the future mined Bitcoins are already spoken for. So there's just not enough to go around. That's it. And this illustrates that perfectly. Look at this. Only 0.27% of the global population can own one Bitcoin. So if you have one Bitcoin, you have more than one Bitcoin, you're a whole coiner, okay? You are in the 0.27% percentile. You're not even in the 1 percentile. You're in the 0.27 percentile of the population. And one day, when the whole world wakes up and embraces and adopts Bitcoin, you know what? You will be on your private jet or your 500-foot yacht, because when that day comes, Bitcoin will be worth tens of millions of dollars each. Maybe even more than that. Because there's just not enough to go around. Let that sink in. There's not enough to go around. Every millionaire on the planet can't even buy one single Bitcoin at this point in time, if you think about that. All right, what else is there? This is also the only cycle where the supply is actually going down. All previous cycles prior had the supply going up on exchanges. 2015, 2018, you could say even 2021, the supply was still going up. This is the only cycle that we're going into where liquidity on exchanges is actually going down, and going down at an alarming rate. So again, take a second to think about that. Let that sink in. As FOMO kicks in and as institutions continue to load up, I mean, there's just not enough to go around. Eventually, there will be very little Bitcoin on exchanges for people to buy. And when that day happens, Bitcoin again will be in 7 figures or 8 figures or wherever it may be at that point in time. All right, last few things to talk about where we are in this cycle. Okay, as we move forward, I don't know where Bitcoin's going to end up, but we're just going to keep on ticking and going and going and going and going. We're past the 4th cycle. We haven't formed a top yet. Once we do, we'll probably go to the bottom and then go again and again and again and again. But if we're tracking this, by the time we get into 2026, the bottom looks like it's up in 6 figures already. So I have no idea how high this bull run will take us, but it could be quite high. Short term, this is what we're looking for. And long term, this is where we are, right? That parabolic phrase or phase, the banana zone that Raoul Paul talks about, right? The most bullish year of the 4-year cycle is right around the corner. This is, if you missed every other year of every other 4-year cycle, that's fine. This is the 1 year of this cycle that you don't want to miss. That's it. It's simply that. Okay? You just don't want to miss it. All right. What else is there? CZ is coming out in 4 days. I don't know if this is bullish or not, but I don't know what Binance has planned. He served a short sentence. He's free man. He's still one of the richest people on earth, like, I don't know, $80 billion or whatever it is. So it seems like he's a pretty good deal. And after this, he's free to travel. Before he was like kind of hiding out in Dubai and Europe. Now he's free to go wherever. So I guess that's a good thing for him. I don't know what Binance has planned afterwards. And then I saw this. Blockchain-based investment platform Asserta to offer tokenized assets on Polygon. So Polygon is getting into the RWA game as well. So good for them. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. Ooh, man, I spoke with passion today. A little out of energy right now. All right, let's see. Scrolling up here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. All right, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of questions. Crypto market is the only place where a regular person can convert 1,000 into 1,000,000 within a year. Yes, but that's not easy. That's not easy at all. But it can happen, yes. What would you prefer, Akash or Near? And why? Near is a L1. Akash is more of a deep end play. Near is also bigger, more recognized in AI space. Akash is deep in. So it's more like infrastructure. So I like Near better. Have you ever driven a rally car? No. Can't say I have. Edwin, have you ever felt this could be a bubble? No. No. Lowe says, if only the amount of people who adopt sports betting would do the same with crypto, BTC would have been 100K a long time ago. Yes. It's okay. It's okay. You know, the frustrating thing, okay, so I saw this video the other day, and you could apply it to Bitcoin or investing. So there's two kind of mindsets. Okay? A rich mindset and a poor mindset. It really just boils down to this with everything. And here's a good example. You got two salespeople, okay, that wakes up and they're in identical situations, identical neighborhoods, identical market, identical family, and one is wealthy, one is not. And the reason being, the one wakes up and sees that it's raining outside. And he complains, I don't want to go outside. It's raining. It's wet. I don't want to go out and get wet. I don't want to see clients in this condition. So I'm just going to stay home. And then you have another one that wakes up and sees the rain and says, you know what? I love it. You know why? I'm going to make some sales today because I know everyone else is going to stay at home and I have no competition today. Right? Guess which one is going to be the winner and which one is going to be the loser, right? So it really depends on how you look at it. It's the same thing when it comes to investing. All the people that complain about why Bitcoin isn't going up and why it's going down, they will be the ones that remain poor. The ones that see it as, oh, Bitcoin is still low. Bitcoin is selling off so I can buy more at a cheaper discounted rate, they are the ones that's going to make money. They are the ones that will make it. So it really comes down to mindset if you think about it with anything. If you want to be successful, you always have to look at the glass half full, not half empty. And most people in the planet, in the world, will always look at it from the empty perspective because it's easier to bitch than to do. That's just the reality. Everyone loves to bitch about something because everyone wants to be lazy and everyone's looking out for themselves, right? But if you flip that mentality, then that's when your life changes. I like telling stories. Although I stole that example because I saw a video, but you know, I related it to crypto, right? But honestly, that's it. It's really about mindset with everything. It's really how you view things. You could either view things as an opportunity, or you could view it as like something that's a hindrance. Like with everything, with everything, like you can accomplish anything you want as long as you could change your mindset. That's it. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. Maybe I've done it with investing, but I haven't done it with everything else. But I mean, it really just comes down to that. What percentage of cars in Singapore are electric? I didn't see anything. I didn't see any electric cars in Singapore. Crypto Max, stop it. All-time high 420. This is my first full cycle. I've never been in a bull run before. What is this dirty feeling you're speaking of? You'll understand. You'll understand. It sounds silly, but you will get to a point where you wake up every day and your portfolio is exploding upwards and you just can't quite believe it and you feel like it's wrong, and that's what I mean by feeling dirty. Like you just feel like, am I doing something wrong here? This is too easy. This is like an infinite money glitch. And that's when, you know, that dirty feeling sets in. Am I interested in driving a new Tesla Model 3 Plaid? No, it's not going to be any better than the X or S Plaid. So it looks cool. You know, I think the new Model 3 is performance, right? It's not even called Plaid. But it looks cool. I like the redesign. The new Ridgeline is fine. It's still the old design, but they made it look a little more masculine. It's a mid-sized truck. It drives like an SUV. It's fantastic. The Maverick is a little bit smaller. Maverick, I would say if you want more practicality, if you have a family, you want to haul people around, the Ridgeline's a better option. But if you don't really care, then Maverick is good too. Hey, Nasdaq turned green. Nvidia leading the way again. Coinbase and MicroStrategy's up. If you had to choose between a Lightning and RT1, what would you choose? I haven't driven a Rivian, so I can't tell you, but everyone says it's awesome. I have driven a Lightning, and I think it's awesome too. I'd probably choose the Rivian because it's a little bit smaller and looks better. Do you think the Webull platform is okay to buy crypto? I think it's okay, but it's like it's not really a platform I would use. There's so many exchanges, and if nothing else, you could go with the big ones like Coinbase and Robinhood. But there are a lot of smaller exchanges. There are a lot of good ones in the U.S. There's a lot of foreign ones if you want to leverage trade and get in on the smaller memes. Um, I don't know about Webull. I guess they're okay, but it's just like there are better options, I guess. Jose, not sure to drop all my XRP before September 8th. September 8th. We're already past September 8th. And move it to Doge and Solana. I don't know, man. So Jose, there's not gonna be any appeal. I feel like that question was meant for like 2 months ago. The SEC is not gonna appeal. So I don't know what you're talking about. And we're past September 8th. Retro Bill, hey George, I'd rather be filthy rich than dirt poor. Well, I think everyone would agree with that. Do you think Cybertruck will be a better buy than a supercar because I'm buying one or the other with a portion of my gains? Not really, no. I see a lot of Cybertrucks recently. I mean, it still attracts a lot of looks, but is it better than a supercar? Probably not. Is it more practical than a supercar? Yes. So if you want to drive it all the time, then yes. 100 coin. I'm not going to cover what you just said, but thank you. Would I be interested in a Roadster? Yes, but I don't think that's ever going to come out. I feel like Elon just tricked everyone because the reservation was like $50,000 and he took it, held it for like 5 years now or whatever, however long, or 8 years, and there's still no progress on it. Jose was talking about September of 2025. Yeah, I don't know why anyone's worried about appeal in September of 2025. First of all, Gary's gone, and second of all, they already said they're not appealing. So I don't know where this is coming from. Can't decide on an M8, GT63, or RS7. I don't know. I feel like you'll probably have the most out of the three. I would probably pick the M8. I think the M8 would probably be the most fun. Lucky Sky, if you wanted to, can you drive your FA daily? If not, are there any other supercars? Yes. If I was living in California, the FA can be driven daily. They have made it so that you can drive it daily. It's very comfortable. But in reverse, it's not as raw as you would want it to be. Like my 360 that I had years ago was a lot more raw. So like if you wanted it to be just a weekend car, the 360 felt like made you feel more alive. It took a lot more concentration and it was much harder and harsher to drive, right? Where the newer exotic cars, they're like so easy. They drive like a luxury car. So yeah, but it's to answer your question totally. If you're like living in good weather, you could drive it every day if you wanted to. A lot of people do. I was in Paris earlier this year. I gotta say I did not enjoy it. Did not enjoy it at all. Whew. Have I driven a Rolls Royce? No. No, I have not. I gotta say, I'm feeling pretty tired this morning. I kind of drained myself out with my with my monologue, I guess. I don't know what you call it. Is it monologue? But I feel kind of drained. I need to eat. Things are turning back around right now a little bit, so that's good. You still have Sol that's up, Cardano, Chainlink up in a big way right now. Sui is still climbing really high. You got Say that's really jumping today. 21%. Yeah. Um, it's that blue light. It's called jet lag. I think it's the jet lag. I think I should be over a jet lag, but I'm still kind of feeling. I had a good night's sleep, but I'm still kind of tired. Maybe because I started drinking tea instead of coffee. I heard coffee is not so good, so I started drinking tea the last few days. Maybe that's what's screwing me up. I don't know. Maybe I gotta try some coffee. I gotta go eat or something. Scott Price says, "You are the reason I don't sell and keep DCing. You keep me on track." Awesome. Yeah, I hear coffee's not so good. No, I mean if you guys do research, coffee is supposed to be bad for you. I can't tell you why, but I read a few things that I said coffee is bad, so tea is better. So I'm gonna try tea and see what happens. Try to get myself out of coffee. Yeah, see that? See right there, right? Look at everyone in the comments. Everyone is addicted to coffee, right? Like everyone just drinks coffee and just gets addicted to it. But you got to think nothing nothing if you just use common knowledge, nothing that you're addicted to like that can be good for you, right? If you just think about it. But everyone seems to be addicted. Everyone wakes up and immediately drinks coffee. Um, that can't be good. Drink Red Bull is probably worse than coffee. Red Bull, of course, is worse than coffee. Scrappy, you think you could quit anytime, but you really can't. It gets you mentally, right? It's not like a physical addiction, but it's a mental addiction. Just like anything. Just like anything repetitive in your life, if you stop doing it, you feel uncomfortable. It's like what they say about weed. Like you don't physically get addicted to it, but mentally you do. And if you don't do it, you feel uncomfortable. Same thing with coffee. Like everyone that's addicted to coffee right now, I challenge you to stop drinking coffee for like a few days. You'll feel uncomfortable. Anyways, off topic. All right. Well, to conclude, easy money season is coming. A lot of quantitative easing and liquidity is happening. And we're at the cusp of major movements. So, yeah. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And have a good one. And stop drinking coffee. I'm just kidding. Take care. Bye-bye.